Hey guys, this is John Phillips. It's Friday, April 21st, around 11:30. I was taking today off. I just had myself a nice big breakfast, and I stopped in here to this health food store to get some get a green drink and some wheatgrass, a couple ounces of pressed wheatgrass, which is really good for you. But I got a call from a guy who's not far from here, literally on my way home, and he's said he's got an issue with low water pressure and some hose bibs. So I'm gonna run over there. Doral, where his house is, that street sounds familiar. It may be a subdivision that I plumbed the houses in. So we'll see what's going on over there. He said there's no well or anything. You got to be concerned if there's a raw loop on hose bibs and a well that's pumped that's just not putting out enough pressure. But we'll check it out when I get there. Hopefully just a simple little call, make a couple bucks, pay for my breakfast, and everything else I spent today. I need to go get that step though at Harbor Freight, man, for the back of my truck. I'm gonna do that on my way by there. Alright guys, so we're at this house. How are you, my friend? Doing well.
You thought you were taking a day off then, huh?
I did. I just ate a big breakfast and I'm ready for a nap, but I'm willing to help you out. Let's see what you got. So this is not working properly for you?
Yeah, so we bought this about a year ago.
Uh-huh.
We had the inspection done. The inspector said, this is where the water supply line comes in. He said on the far side where the shower is, he said you can't shove the shower. It's one of those that you pull out.
Yeah.
He says you can't shove it in fast because you'll hear this boom. And that's what I hear when these timers go off. You'll hear this clump.
Yeah, because they're high flow and there's no expansion tank or anything to absorb that pressure.
Okay.
So
there's three hose bibs. This one flows well. You know, our concerns are that when this turns off.
I mean, I'm videotaping.
Okay.
Because I have my own YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I try to, so people can learn as we go. So this is all CPVC that's been painted white, I can tell. And you use this timer, when it shuts off you get a clunk in your house. Mm-hmm. I get the same thing at my house. So which ones you're not getting volume out of?
This one right here in the corner is the worst.
That doesn't come off. I'd like to see, are you running both of these at the same time, both hoses?
Yeah.
That's a problem. That's not going to work. You're going to have to do one at a time, or get two timers, you know what I mean, where they...
Well, I only run, like one hose bib at a time, so I'll alternate these time-wise.
Right, but still you're using two hoses.
Two hoses on the same bib,
which is going to be a problem.
Okay.
That's your problem. I mean, I'm going to take that off and see what kind of pressure you have. There's no way on a 1/2 inch CPVC line, because it's not even a full 1/2 inch. It's thicker than copper. Copper is a 1/2 inch. CPVC is smaller than that on the inside diameter. And these look like high output sprinklers, so they're just not gonna. You're not gonna be able to run both of them at the same time. So here's what we can do. Let's bring them. Let's get them together.
There's another one around the corner. Another hose bib.
Yeah, but let's put these two together. Let's get that other one, and we'll put them side by side.
Yeah, I'll get.
No, this I want the two that are hooked up to this.
Okay, so those are the two dark ones.
Oh, okay.
It'll be this one.
So we're gonna do a little test here to see the difference in the volume from hose to hose. Plus these hoses are very long, and what happens is you get friction loss due to the length of the pipe and or the hose. So those two are on this one. Can you put this on manual?
Sure.
Get it fired up with both valves open. All right, get it started. See what we're getting? Not much at all. Yeah, that's really weak. So let's close one of these and see how much further it's going.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to work.
Okay.
Watch yourself. See how much higher it is?
Yeah.
You just can't run two sprinkler heads off of a 1/2 inch CPVC line.
That's how our long guy set it up. Okay.
It's not going to happen. You can put another timer on this branch, you know what I mean, so that each hose has its own timer, and you can coordinate when they turn on, so that they're, you know, you'll need more timers. But look at the difference. I mean, it's like 2 or 3 times as high.
Yeah. So how will that impact the pressure that we're hearing once it shuts off?
You're still going to have to deal with that, and I want to go look at your water heater for a minute. Let's go check that out, which we can turn this off. Yeah, you can get that shut off, and then we may be able to just put an expansion tank on your water heater. Yeah. If I put an expansion tank on this water heater, it will take care of that banging problem.
Really?
It'll absorb that shock for sure. So I can do that for you real quick. And then you're just gonna have to use one head at a time. You're gonna have to figure out the best way to do that with timers, or, you know, you can put 2 timers, a little less expensive. The digital ones are pretty expensive. But, you know, you have to do what you have to do. You don't have irrigation here?
No.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be watering in the middle of it. You know, when do you water? You water in the morning before the sun comes up?
5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's great. Do you want me to put an expansion tank on this and absorb that shock? Because your house has been repiped. It's older CPVC, and a shock like that could cause a rupture. You know what I mean? It could break this one of these fittings.
That's what the inspector was wondering about.
Yeah, so I've got an expansion tank on my truck. I can throw it in for you right now. It's going to be about $160 for me to put that in. $150 off the service call, and so to be about $160, and I can put that in.
Yeah, that'd be great. How do we pay? We have credit cards. Does that work?
I only take cash or check or Zelle.
Zelle. Yep, we do that.
All right, let me get the stuff, and we'll get this fixed up for you. Do you want me to? Honestly, sir, this is not a good valve. They're cheap. and if you went to turn this off, it might break.
Okay.
I can put, this one's not even supposed to be on here by code. You're only supposed to have one valve on a heater. But I can cut this one out, put this back together, make these fittings right here are plastic, and they're dangerous. They split. So I can put brass fittings on here, put it together the right way with a brass ball valve, so that you're in a safe position,
Okay.
basically.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little bit more, but my prices are very reasonable, and you know, you're looking at a couple $100, maybe a little bit more for everything. All right?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that. Would you like some bottled water?
No, I'm all set, thanks. All right, guys, so the plan is to, I'm gonna shut this off. That's killing the power to this. I'm gonna cut this valve off, get rid of these plastic adapters, which are dangerous as hell, to say the least. Let me get something for a little water. The Home Depot heater, plastic valve, but it looks pretty new, so hopefully it'll work. I got the water off. Of course, nothing. That's how it rolls, man. Smells terrible. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these. I'm gonna close these valves if I can get this thing to cooperate. Fuck. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this stuff out. I still got this thing draining. Take those guys off because they're a disaster. You can see they're buried, and they're this dangerous. The gasket in there was all wrinkled up and stuck on top. Probably had no flow on the water on the hot side either. Look at that. Never get any flow out of that. So those timers are quick closing on these hose bibs. And I have a couple on my house, and I can definitely hear the pipes banging because I have overhead piping in my house. I should put a pressure tank on my house when an expansion tank. So that's not gonna work. I got the 2-foot persuader here. These are a different manufacturer of brass CPVC adapters. That's why my socket doesn't fit. Yeah. That's probably gonna do that. Good thing that's siphoning backwards, draining out of the laundry tub, which is great. So I'm going to quickly check that. I'll get this cold side together first. I need to get a piece of pipe. That's all it takes, y'all. Wow. Was I lucky? That son of a bitch is perfect. Yeah. Slide this get. There we go. Cut them off of that. I need another piece of pipe. Let me get a tank. So that side's done. Let me cut this valve off. Son of a gun. Yeah. So this is going to take care of a lot of issues here. I'm sure the flow on the hot side was terrible because of those gaskets being totally out of place. And this expansion tank is going to help them with the banging of the piping system when the irrigation shuts off. And unfortunately I broke a sweat today, but I'm glad I could help these people. Like I said, they're literally across the street from that Dunkin' Donuts, down the street from where that lady who didn't pay me for working on her house, she lives in here too. Gonna let that set up, get my shit cleaned up, get this hose off of this useless drain valve. It's wide open to the point where it feels like it wants to pop off. And I only got about half a cup of water out of it, and it's a brand new heater. Take that back. I got about a gallon out of it over the whole course of me doing this job. I left it open. Hopefully it'll close nice and tight and I won't have to put a cap on it. That's a nice easy job. Go ahead and I'm going to leave the laundry tub open. Gotta let this glue set up for a good 20 minutes. So all right guys, so I got this small one. It's plastic. If it hits the ground coming into a driveway, it's probably just gonna snap. This one is steel. I want to see if I can use that and still raise my tailgate. If there's a lot of room, then I'm gonna go to the bigger one. Oh yeah, that's gonna make my life a lot easier and safer. Let me see how this big one works. That son of a bitch is just a little too long. Can't get the tailgate up. But this one's really designed for a pickup truck. I'm not even sure how I could. I guess I could cut this. My buddy down the street's a welder. I guess I could make a cut right here. I could make a cut right here. Cut this off, put it back inside, and have him weld that. And this would work. I like this one better, the stronger one. I'll use the plastic one for now. But definitely need something there for when I step out of this van, because it's dangerous, man. So I'm good. And I also got some steps for the side, at least the driver's side, to help me get up there, because that's hurting my hip. All right guys, so it's been long enough. I'm gonna turn this water on slowly, and then I'm gonna have him all right, so I've got this water on at the laundry tub. Both hot and cold. I'm gonna top this off again. Water's hot, the tank's full. I'm going to turn this power back on. I can hear the tank running. Everything's good. You guys are all set.
Okay, did we?
You want to come take a look?
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
Hi there.
So this expansion tank will absorb any shock in the system. you have a good ball valve here, brass. That's how you turn it off. When it's in line with the pipe, it's on. Everything's back in order. If you want to fire up can you fire up one of these sprinklers for like a minute or two and then shut it off?
Should I go inside and look?
Yeah, where does the noise normally come, on the other side of the house?
Yeah, usually on this side.
Yeah. Why don't we run it through a little test and make sure everything's good? So I've got that valve closed. This valve's closed.
Oh, okay.
I think. Maybe not.
Nope. Yeah, I don't open.
Okay.
Now, can we put all 3 hose bibs on at the same time? No.
You're gonna end up with the same issue.
You said just the supply line, and that's pretty standard for when they built houses.
Yes. 3/4 inch supply. And usually, see how high that is now? That's pretty good. It's about 12 feet. But if you do 2 of them, if you open that other valve, you'll see that it's just gonna peter out. So go ahead and turn it off and let's see. I just heard a bang.
Yeah, did you hear it?
I heard it out here. That could be a pipe that's loose. You know, when they repipe these houses, unfortunately, they just snake it down the wall. You heard it?
I did.
I heard it outside. Can I go in and see where that's coming from?
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's somewhere in here.
Yeah, I just need to figure out where they came down the wall with the pipes.
So I know they replumbed some of the lines up above in the attic.
Right. Did they do that for you?
No, that was before we bought the house.
I was gonna say, because that's a callback. You could call them and say, hey, you know, we're getting noise here. Can you go ahead and, wait a minute, let me see if I can get it to do it here. Nope. Seems like it's coming from here. See this? That's a patch.
Yeah.
And these pipes most likely are loose in that wall.
Really?
Unfortunately, that's the deal. You know, you could, there's an easy way to access that. You could cut this hole and just put a grate on this, like an air conditioning grate, or have it repaired if you know a drywall guy that can texture.
Yeah, we do that. Yeah.
But that's the problem. Those pipes are either touching a stud or a wall. And when you shut them off, because these are relatively quick closing valves, that's what's vibrating.
I wonder if we have it in other parts of the house.
Let's go check the other bathroom. You only have 2 baths?
Uh-huh.
Let's go see what we got. Unfortunately, when they repipe these houses, it's very tight up in these attics, and they kind of just throwing pipe everywhere, trying to get it done.
It's really tight in that attic.
Yeah. The easiest thing to do would probably open that thing up and put some armor flex or some insulation on that pipe. Yeah. The pipes are just banging in the wall because they're not strapped. Absolutely, that's what's going on here. pipes are loose. So you got a couple things going on here. You got quick closing valves on the, there's an access there. That's what they use to tie that tub in.
You think that is an access?
And this right here may be the access for that lavatory. No. No. Yeah, the problem is the drops coming down the walls. You know, you got 10 feet of pipe that's unstrapped, basically. Most of the time, guys who've done this before, they'll put insulation on there so that, you know, it's gonna move unless you wanna just totally tear the whole house apart and strap everything. The trick is to insulate it so it doesn't bang against the wall. So unfortunately, that's another job, my friend, getting this stuff all strapped. Yeah. It's just a matter that nothing got strapped in the walls. Yep.
So was that from when they replumbed it?
Yep. I would try to, you know, look and see if a permit was pulled on this job.
There was a permit.
All right, we'll pull that information up on the county, call the county, see who did the job, and call them back. Say, hey man, you know, you guys, I got pipes banging in the walls all over this, almost every fixture in the house. And if it's a reputable company, he'll come back and take care of it. I don't know how long ago they did that. It may be that you have to pay them, but at least they know what's, you know, they did it.
Right.
Yeah.
Just look it up online. It's easy to find out. Pull
He knows
that.
how to do that.
Yeah, pull that information up. So this expansion tank is not going to hurt you. It's made for thermal expansion. When you heat hot water up, obviously it expands. That's why when water boils it.
Yep.
So this absorbs that expansion, and it also absorbs shock to the system if you have a quick closing valve, which that's what you have out there with these hose bibs. So
And do we have an invoice so we can pay you?
yeah,
Okay. All right.
let me get it for you.
Okay. Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah, I was.
You'll be able to find those people though.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing the permit before we bought the house.
And how long have you been here?
Almost 2 years.
Yeah, just say, hey, you know, you guys repiped this house and we've got some issues. Don't try not to come at them like you got to get out here and fix this, but just say we'd like you to come and see if there's anything we can do to get these pipes quieted in the wall, and then work that out after.
Well, if we have to be nice, then I better do the calling.
Yeah, you better do the call.
Well, there you go.
So, based on where it sits right now, is it besides it being a noise, is there?
It's not like a threat or a
That's
danger.
what we were concerned about.
It's just an annoyance at this
So it's
point.
nothing
But down the line, 10 years from now, because CPVC gets brittle, you know what I mean? And if you
Yeah.
got pipes banging around in the walls, something could definitely break down the line. So, you know, you want to kind of fasten it all in place. And
So the shelf life on those, like 10 years?
no, shelf. I mean, I think they're giving a 25-year warranty on that stuff now. But you know, just being honest, no piping systems, you know, gonna last you forever. Copper goes bad. That's why this house got repiped.
Yeah.
Because the copper pipes. When was this house built?
82.
Yeah.
So we got 40
So the
years.
copper went bad, and the best thing on the market to repipe it at that point was CPVC or PEX. And every product has its own faults, you know, pros and cons. So when they figure something out that's perfect, I'll be out of business. You're welcome, man. Here, let me give you a business card in case this guy, you know, doesn't, if you want to check what he's telling you.
Okay.
Let me get you an invoice.